I was going to ask you guys for permission for the video, eh?
Yeah, I just got that. I got the.
What the hell is temperance?
I would.
Are you trying to find temperance?
I am. Yeah.
Well, she doesn't want to be found. What can I tell you? Okay, so Ryan, look at the third card. What do you see?
I don't think he's processing his emotions really well, and I think that's why he's struggling with it. So I think what he needs to do is give himself. I think he needs to give himself the chance to be sad, to be,
overwhelmed.
I guess weak, I would say. It seems like he's overwhelmed. He seems like he's just trying to like man his way through things, and he needs to give himself a chance to be emotional and be sad and be vulnerable.
Okay. Look at your third card. Are there any parts of that card that you can see in the other two cards?
I'm not sure if temperance is standing in a river or in a pond or a
anyway, she's in some water.
She's in water.
Okay.
He's facing a river.
Okay. Are both feet of temperance in the water?
No, just one.
Just one. Now look at your the other card was the 5 of cups or the
3 of the cups at the top. Well, two are standing.
Yeah. But if you look at the actual character or whatever, what is he standing on?
Pure flat ground.
Okay. What is behind him? Like he's facing, again, if you look at all 3 cards, they're facing towards your right.
Temperance. They're both facing into the middle towards temperance.
Okay. And that tells you that no matter which way you look, temperance is your most important element.
Right. It looks like he needs to balance his actions and his emotions.
Okay. And this is another
either one.
And this is another way of doing a 3-card reading, where the middle card becomes the focus card and the other 2 cards are explaining what the focus is about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, and that's not something I found in any of the, how do you call them? Tarot books, by the way. This is something straight out of Lenormand.
Why are we
okay. So using that technique gives you another way of reading a 3 cards spread.
Okay.
You understand? So you don't have the left to right. You don't have the right to left. You look at the middle card, and this is another, like there are other spreads that use a focus card or a middle card. If I were going to do a reading about a particular topic, whether I'd ask the client or I'd ask myself, I'd pick the card that represents that particular topic and look at the card on the left and look at the card on the right.
Right.
So when you've got a column, sorry, the Russian word, when you've got your deck, okay, and you decide that, let's say the Chariot means go forward or do something, and this is what you need to do, you go through the deck and you find Chariot. The card behind and the card in front will tell you where you're coming from and where you're going.
Okay.
It's another way of doing a 3-card reading. Okay, and again, the middle card then becomes the focus card.
Okay, so then what you're saying is shuffle your deck, find a specific card you're looking for, and then see the adjacent card.
If you want to know what's going on, or you want to jump off a cliff, look for the Fool. Find out what's in front, find out what's behind. And that gives you a different way of looking at things.
You're working on the opening of the key exercise.
Well, whatever. I don't call it that. You know, I don't like, how do you call it, to put labels on things.
No, you'll love this. It's a great exercise because it's very,
I know. Benabel has
about
that.
Targeting your reading, Ryan, but I have spent the last 2 days following a conversation in a Thoth group where they're talking about everything except Thoth in this practice. And that is exactly what they're talking about, is using the opening of the key. Thoth is going to throw wrenches into your works left, right, and center, but I'll show you an exercise that Thoth uses that you can use to feel the way that the cards are working together. And they call it aspecting. Okay. But if you look at the 3 cards that you've got laid down, Wands is a fire card, Temperance is a water card, and Cups is a water card. All right. And Cups are both slower moving cards that circle inwards and down as opposed to outwards and up from an energy standpoint. And the wands
because water flows down. Water never flows up.
And fire is the exact opposite, where it's burning and going up. So where you've got 2 water cards in this, you have to add more energy from the missing card to create the balance. You feel that?
Yeah.
So where you've got 2 cards with water and 1 card with wand, you don't even need to know what the 2 cards are. What you're missing is more wands, and that is 10 of wands. It's not the end of a challenge. This is the big, and the wands are kind of funny because they progress backwards, whereas the swords go forwards, but they're the same cards.
Yeah.
If you understand. So they're transposable between the 2 decks. So often you'll get like a 10 of wands. This could be a health issue as easily as it is a spiritual issue, as easily as it is an intellectual issue. It's a challenge, point final, right? Whereas with the sword, the 10 of swords or the 10 of pentacles, there's the physical aspect that is way more visible in it. Like wands will be very physical if it's a surgery or it's a medical treatment, or physical in the sense of it's somebody writing a book or a song, right? Whereas it's vapid if it's an intellectual concept,
right?
It becomes the sword. So you can use these 2 cards in your deck, depending on whether you read wands or swords as fire. They're interchangeable in both the Thoth and the Rider-Waite, because it's easy to look at it and go, oh, that's fire, right? There's visualness to it. A lot of times the visualness of cards get lost because the person that painted the deck didn't pay attention to how important the element is.
Right.
But you can pull, if you know what the elements of your cards are, you get an extra added bonus, not needing to remember what the number was or what the number means, and it's especially, I find it super helpful when it comes to the court cards with what everybody has issues with.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Definitely.
Yeah. So watch for that. If you as you memorize what the card means, memorize their element, and you'll find that that's a useful tool for you.
Oh yeah. I definitely read wands as fire because you burn wood burns.
Right.
There you go.
And
although you need fire for your metal, you cannot form a sword without fire, which is in some decks it will be fire.
All the swords are already made.
I'll be right back, Sam. I'll be right with you.
Okay. No problem.
In the cards, all of the swords are already made and forged.
Yeah, but it had to come from somewhere.
The wands.
That's right. That's right. And that's the whole thing. Another way of looking at it, if you're looking at the body, or if you're looking at, the tree of life. I mean, get into Benebell and you're going to get lost very quickly because she's very dense, but extremely, extremely useful. It is one of the best encyclopedias that I have picked up.
Which encyclopedia?
The Benebell book, the holistic tarot.
Yeah,
okay. If you want more history, then you go to Robert Place, but who's got a complete different and complementary to Benebell. Benebell is very much into the craft and the esoteric aspect of the craft.
Process.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know if she identifies as a witch, Mary?
A Taoist witch. Okay. And in fact, she's made a couple of actually the same deck, but did different things to it. And is it dense? Is it dense? But it's very useful for the work I do. Okay, but I wouldn't use it with ordinary people.
I personally
it's just far too dense to really take it apart. You have to know an awful lot of background to be able to use it properly. Okay, just letting you know. There are other decks that are super easy, and they're almost an insult.
This one right here.
Which one is that?
This is Zach Wong's Revelations deck with the reversal.
Oh, the one that's got front and back to it.
I've got this deck. This deck is so fantastic. Zach is
once you get into an understanding, once you get into really being comfortable in the pictures you see, you will notice that no matter which card you have, it's got a positive and a negative, right? Yeah. The same card is both positive and negative. And you've got a couple
of... There's no good and bad card.
Yeah, it's not so much good and bad. It's also oppositions. Okay, which is really what the whole idea of reversals are. But there are at least 2 decks that actually have the reversal in the picture of the deck. Okay, so when you pick up the deck, you've got, depending how you play with it, you've got the reversals right there, which is one that Tina was showing a minute ago. And that is, once you're used to what you're doing, you want to know the other side of the issue. So if you look at the deck, the top half would look the positive side. But if it came in a different way, you've got the negative side is the best way to say it, the underside, the backside, the whatever you want to call it. Again, it's not good or bad. And when we use negative, we tend to think it's bad, or we use the shadow, we think it's bad. No, it's just, I would say the underside. You know, you pull up a rock from the ground and you get different things.
I like to think of it as the other side, right? So So for example, we're talking about your 5 of Cups. This is the 5 of Cups in the Revelations deck that I'm working with. I don't know how well you can see it there. So on the top half of the way he's painted these, the top half of the cards portrays the upright card. Here you see the 5 of Cups. I like to call this the crying over spilled milk cup. He's seeing the spilled cups and not what's left in his cup. But the reverse card has this sneaky feel of getting away with the cups that the upright card doesn't have. So it's actually focused more on the cups than on the milk, if that makes sense. Yeah. When it reverses like that. So this was a fun deck for finding and learning tweaky little nuances like that. But practices like we're doing here with the Tarot Phenoms and sharing how we read and what we see in the cards and why we see what we see, I think is what helps us all become way better readers. Personally, that's my thinking.
And this is weekly, right?
Every week
for the moment. We'll see what summer brings.
We are I haven't got a response yet, but we are currently looking for a nice little cafe terrace.
The problem is Ryan's in Michigan.
Where we can meet. Oh, you're in Michigan? Well, you come up for a weekend. We've got some lovely Airbnbs in the neighborhood, I'm sure. But the idea, but you could do the same thing, Ryan. You could with the Tarot Phenoms. The idea is that we're going to have a group locally where we're 6 to 10 people in our group, and then you've got a chapter in Michigan. Where are you? Detroit? Where are you?
I'm up in Marquette for right now on Lake Superior, but later this year I'll be right in the smack middle of the mitten.
That's cool. That's too funny. You're right in the middle. My parents are in Sarnia.
Oh, okay.
So they're like right around the corner from you practically.
Yeah. little bit.
Well,
Yeah,
we could always have a field trip, right?
Well,
Absolutely.
you never know. Well, that's my idea, because with my business, I travel a lot, and my idea is if I've got a chapter of tarot phenoms in every city that I visit, then I've got a tarot meetup that I can do in every city that I ever visit, right? And so that's my idea.
Another thing too is that there's the Kingston, how do you call it, Tarot Lenormand conference in Kingston, obviously. And we have people that come in from the States and whatever. It's a really neat place to meet a whole bunch of Canadians and Americans, all talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
Without having anything else. So that's another thing to consider. That one's in November. And what I've liked about that one is it's close to home for me. I don't have to cross the border for me. It made a big difference when I was starting to go out into the public in different ways. So that's something else to do. I mean, I know there are lots of conferences in different areas.
Will you excuse me just a second? I gotta go put her down for a nap. She's starting to get that.
Oh, no problem. Go for it.
Cranky face.
Go for it.
So what were you guys reading? What were these cards? Or
it was just an exercise. That's all we were
pulled
doing.
them out the air, eh?
Yeah. Cool. Well, the whole idea is that first of all, Ryan is getting into this stuff again, and so we talked a lot about where he's coming from, and try to find out more. I noticed on the how do you call it, on the meetup, there's a Rosie that signed up but wasn't coming. So I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know. I had Liz Worth started following me on TikTok, so I followed her back.
Okay.
Hello, are you interested in a psychic reading? I take up a lot of energy from your picture. I would love to give you some insight and clarity. I have some good specials going on. Let me know if you're interested.
Oh, Liz is interesting.
I'm tempted to write her back and say, do you want to trade for a reading, honey?
Yeah, exactly. The thing is too that Liz, well, you met her at the last conference.
I adore her. I've known her for years. I met her first at Readers.
Yeah. She's very interesting. I actually had to review her book for Cartomancer.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
At the time before when Arwen was still involved. Now Arwen is not involved. These new people have never gotten back to me. And so, and the reason I was doing reviews for Arwen was because Canadian stuff was easier to send to a Canadian than, but they couldn't send me American stuff because it became too expensive. So
Arwen is my golden girl, is what you're saying.
Well, she was.
Yeah,
but she's not part of that anymore. She's not part of Cartomancer.
No, she's not. But she might be perfect for what we're putting together here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because then she doesn't have any of that crap. She doesn't have, there's no baggage, right? It becomes the guild. It doesn't matter where you are, what other organizations you are a member of.
Yeah.
All you care about is the cards.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
no, like I said, at one point I was doing reviews. I reviewed Ethany's Bad Bitches Tarot. I've reviewed a few tarot. Yeah, I've reviewed a lot of things for Cartomancer at the time, and then it got sold, and that's it. No more reviews. So I kind of missed that because that was a fun gig, but something we can play with when we play more with what we're doing. The other thing is too, I sent you two links through Facebook, partly because I like the structure. I was looking at it, and it gives us an idea of how to do it. Ethany is good at what she does.
I'm thinking let the people that have already created the structure do the structure, and that's just
but you wanted a membership version.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying.
Figure out the details of things like that, right? So for a thing like that, we would set it up so that whatever they are charging, because we're the group or because we're tarot phenoms, or the guild, whichever it ends up being, will have a discounted rate because we're coming in as the group.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I get that. But that's why I'm sending you the stuff so that, we have something to look at, quote unquote.
Sounds good.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I'm back.
He goes down easy.
Yeah, she's on a took a little bit to nap train her, but now she's nap trained. She'll cry for about 5 minutes and then she'll fall asleep.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, it's always the case anyway. It doesn't matter who they are.
Right, exactly.
Anyway.
So I have failed to turn on the TikTok.
My goodness.
Shall we turn that on?
If you want. It's 1 o'clock, so not bad. We'll see what's there.
Let's see what kind of victims we can bring in, shall we? Bear with me.
Anyway. So yeah, play with your cards.
Yeah.
I just gotta change the name. Now you'll like this, Ryan. So what we're doing is I'm gonna get a victim off of TikTok here. Now, if you have an ability to open 2 windows on your thing, you can follow the TikTok chat on your computer by opening TikTok to my channel.
Okay. I don't. I'm on my phone.
Oh, that's fine.
First of all, you won't find me on TikTok, by the way. Sorry about that. It gives me the heebie-jeebies, and I can't deal with that energy. So
chicken.
No, it's not a matter of chicken. I have to protect myself.
Yeah, no, you do. Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, it's bad enough
avoid
I have
me
to
and Barker. Just avoid me and Barker. That's all I got to say about it.
No, but it's like right now with the stuff going on in that part of the world, I've got, I've really got to be careful with my energies.
Yeah.
Because it's affected me. I mean, I'm from that area.
No, I guess you're going to be more heavily affected by all that going on, especially with the.
Yeah. And it was interesting. My son, who basically was born here and everything else, was saying that he's feeling it really bad too.
Oh,
so, yeah. So we're trying to keep our heads up above the water and our nose above the proverbial, what.
Hey, Jessica. Jessica's on the TikTok. You didn't come into the chat, honey. Hello, everybody else. TikTok is in the process of telling everybody that we're live. Usually this is supposed to be 12 o'clock Eastern time, you guys, but I'm late. Sorry. Stuff happens. I have to be careful about swearing because I'm good at it.
That's all right. It's fire.
Yeah. Oh, all right. People come and go so very quickly here. Good day to you guys. All right. Is this thing even on? Good God.
Out of curiosity, Ryan, how do you randomize your cards?
Oh,
yeah, there's that. But when they come,
when I first get the deck, I kind of just view them all over the floor and just kind of shuffle them all around, and then I'll put them back together, and then I'll start
this way.
Yeah.
And then I'll start.
No, it's just that everybody's got different ways of doing it. That's why I was asking, just for
How's
fun.
the volume for you, Jess?
Yeah. So
ignore me chatting away here, you guys. I'm talking to the TikTokians. I'll use my mute button.
Okay, no problems. Anyways, that's very good. Like anything else. Do you have other rituals? Out of curiosity.
Usually in between readings, I'll kind of fan the cards out and blow on them, and then I'll knock on them in groups of 3, probably. I want to say 5 to 7 times.
Can I be very silly and ask you why you do that?
No, that's not silly at all.
Do you know?
I don't really know. I don't really know why.
No, the reason I'm asking is because there's so many myths around these cards. When you realize they're just cardboard with paint on them.
Yeah.
Pretty paint. Awfully pretty.
Oh yeah,
paint.
yeah, but still paint.
I guess I would say the knocking part's probably is for my own. That's
fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I feel like it. It's kind of
You're
like
becoming.
if I'm racking my brain for something else, I'll. It's like tapping your own head. I'm not really sure.
It doesn't matter. The point is, when you have a ritual, it gets you into that, quote, a zone, where you're more open to what is not physical, is the best way to explain it. So you're opening that other side of you, which is perfectly fine. But that's why I'm asking. Sometimes people have rituals that can be very intense and very big. Other people have no rituals. When you realize just shuffling your cards is a ritual.
Yeah.
You know, if that soothes.
I have I'm a pretty fidgety person.
That's fine.
Shaky leg syndrome. So usually if I'm sitting around or
you're a Tigger.
Reading. Yep. I'll just grab a deck and I'll just shuffle away.
Yeah. I have always got a deck of cards within inches of me. So you guys want to read some cards? Shall we?
Guess what fell out of my deck as I was shuffling?
Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands.
Nope.
Temperance. No, I can't tell from here. What is it? Hermit?
The Hermit. The Hermit.
That's
which made me laugh because that's my card amongst other cards.
We have a victim, a sitter ready to do.
All right, let's go have some fun.
All right. Okay. So Anna would like to know how Christopher views her. So, all right. So Ryan, the way we do this is basically the way that you just went with the practice cards. So one of us is basically, or all of us, you can pull as many cards or as few as you like.
Oh, okay.
One of us is going to lead off with the main reading. And then the rest of us, which is just two of us at the moment, and Jessica, who is reading in TikTok, I hope she will participate. We will see. She may just watch. Will pull their card and enter feedback that they see in their cards. Right? Follow?
Okay.
All right. So we'll start with. We're going to start with Anna and see what Christopher thinks of her. And I'll start off so that you guys see how this works. And hang on to your hat, Anna. All right. So the fun part about reading tarot, and a lot of people will go, well, Christopher's not in the room. How dare you read for him?
Are we reading for him or about him?
Well, this is where the gray area kind of comes into play. So I'm reading about somebody. Information. I'm trying to pull information from the ether about somebody who's not in the room. Okay. And most, frankly, if not all tarot readings are always about somebody who isn't in the room. Right. So a lot of, hi, honey. Bye. Get your lunch?
Yeah.
Okay.
I left that pack over.
Oh, thank you. All right. So, all right. So some people don't think it's right, don't think it's fair. I'm thinking the ether doesn't care. Why should I? If the ether's going to give me information in a tarot card about somebody or about something that isn't in the room, then it's not a secret. It's not a secret to the universe. So it's not going to be a secret to me. I will get information when I'm reading cards for somebody, and this is key, Ryan, you need to be able to figure out the difference between what is real and what is being blocked because the person believes it so intensely that you can't see what is real, especially when you're reading for third-party information, all right? You're always working with the energy of the person sitting in front of you, in this case, Anna. So Anna, we're about to learn what you really, really believe he thinks about you, possibly what he actually thinks. So bear in mind this information as we pull these cards. All right. So what does Christopher think of Anna? First card I got is the Five of Swords. This is not the best card in the whole deck for what somebody thinks about you, honey. 10 of Pentacles is a reversed card, and the King of Swords is also a reverse card. Now, all right, so you asked us what he thinks of you. I hope you're sitting down because you're not going to like what I'm about to tell you. So the Five of Swords kind of strikes me as him thinking, he thinks being with you is suicide. Look at this card, all right? And it's upright. So he kind of thinks like that, or at least you think he thinks like that, all right? And then it's followed by the 10 of Pentacles reversed. So either he's thinking you think he's a gold digger, or he thinks you're a gold digger. All right. And then that's followed by the King of Swords reversed, in which case he is really set in his ways. He is very intensely stuck in the way he thinks and the way he behaves, about the way he is about life. So there's a possibility that he could be, you know, overly controlling, possibly even abusive, right? And because these cards are swords, A, they're what you think, and B, because these other two are completely reversed, you are in your head. So whether or not he's really, really like that, I cannot tell you, because the possibility is that you are so in your head that you just think he's like that, and I can't really see him. Let's get you out of your head and tell you what the cards are going to tell you to do. So this is the 10 of Pentacles, and this is the King of Swords. This is a really, really good guy. He's very set in his ways. He's very intellectually inspired. He also will hide so deeply behind that truth that is his truth. Hi, TJ. That his truth will be what is most important to him and to your family, should this happen and come together. There is, because of this Five of Swords, the concept, the idea that part of you has to cease to exist in order for him to be complete and real in this relationship. And that's why you've got these other two cards upside down. Personally, I would say, walk on, baby, walk on, because this seems way too much trouble. And you've got an age gap. Do I think he will get over your age gap? I am concerned that you will get so completely lost in this relationship, should he get over the age gap, that you are really throwing your entire life away. And you really, really should be walking on and finding somebody way better for you, because as wonderful as he looks, you get lost in this. You cease to exist in this. All right. And I think that's probably your greater fear that you're not acknowledging. And that's why these cards were chosen. Do you see that, Ryan?
Yes, I do.
Oh, cool. All right. Did you pull any cards for Anna?
No, but I can.
All right, so pull, you can start with 1 or 3, however you prefer. And you want to choose the card, taking into consideration what I just read out of my cards, and try and pull more of that energy. Do you want to go first, Mary?
Okay, I got the Knight, or rather the Page of Cups. Oh. And what's interesting on this picture is that he's dowsing.
Oh, right.
Okay. He's dowsing for something.
Yeah. She's looking for, like this right. guy, this older fella, he represents everything that she wants in a partner, but he's.
On the other hand, the card in the second card I got was the Ace of Wands. Ooh. And he's in front of a door, and he looks like a magician trying to get open that door.
Right.
Okay. He's dousing and he's trying to open a door.
That is solidly closed, by the way, right? Anna's feeling the reading on her end.
Yeah.
There's a last frustration to the inability to open this door. Are you saying? Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
And the last card is the Emperor.
And then the Emperor, right?
Which is stuck in his way.
Yeah, it doesn't look good, Anna. What do you got there, Ryan?
All right, well, interesting, very interesting. First card I pulled was the Knight of Swords.
Another knight in the head, running quickly.
The Knight of Swords, darling. Knight of Swords, Anna. Yeah, this is the fire of air. Remember I was saying I use the elements to really target what the court cards mean. So if you light fire under intellectual pursuits, it's like, think again, think harder, think deeper, put more thought into this kind of energy. Oh yeah, it's a big sign, Anna. What else you got there, Ryan?
All right, 4 of Pentacles.
And the 4 of Pentacles. Oh,
Second card.
Yeah, it feels solid. Feels good though, doesn't it?
A little bit, kind of. I'm not the way I'm thinking about it. But, and then 5 of Swords.
And then the 5 of Swords. Yeah. So the I don't want to predict the energy of what you're seeing between those 2 cards. So if you were looking at those 3 cards cold without mine, what would you tell Anna to do about this relationship?
Either proceed with extreme caution.
Yeah.
And if you do go into it, go very slow.
Mm-hmm.
Or like you said, just don't.
Sorry to not give you the sort of, I don't know if that's the news that you wanted, Anna, or the news that you needed, but I think we are of a mind. All 3 of us are saying, walk on, baby, walk on. Yes.
Yeah. So what I'm seeing with it is if you get into the relationship, like the Knight of Swords, it's going to move way too fast, too quick for you.
And that's what you were saying, Tina.
Yep. Yeah.
And I see the 4 of Pentacles as him being kind of stuck in his ways and not really being willing to budge. So it's going to move too quickly, but he's not going to adapt to what you need from him in the relationship.
That's right.
He's not going to consider you in it at all.
It's an taking advantage relationship you're seeing.
Very controlling.
Feel that, Anna?
Very, very controlling. And I think the results of those 2 things, if you go in and go too fast and he doesn't adapt to it, he'll ultimately conquer you, and it won't be good for you.
I don't know how old Anna is.
I feel like
Hang on, sorry, go ahead, Ryan.
I feel like you'll end up defeated and lost.
Okay.
And
lost
those,
being the essence that I got to.
Because
Anna,
those 2 guys lost their swords, it's like you don't really know where to go from there mentally.
All right. Yeah, we're doing free readings, Mighty Mo. We're actually doing tarot class, if you will, with a group called Tarot Phenoms. You'll find a video in my profile, and in my profile, you'll find the link where you can join the mailing list for Tarot Phenoms. And if you sign up for the meetup group, you will get an invitation to join the group live on YouTube every week. It will be every Wednesday at noon. And in the summer, if you're in our area or you want to form a Tarot Phenoms group where you are, we will be meeting up live and in person and playing these cards. So we invite you. Sasane is looking for some cards here, you guys. And I don't know. Now, Mary likes to work with a question, Ryan. Personally, I just like to work with the cards. I don't care what people are asking me until after I tell them what the cards need to tell them. Because very, very often in my personal experience, especially, I've been reading, by the way, since I was 14 years old. Okay. So it's a long time. All of the practice has taught me that just because somebody has a question doesn't mean that the cards I pull are even going to mention the question. So I don't work with questions until after I've finished reading everything I need to see. Mm-hmm. Mary, on the other hand, likes questions. Am I right?
Oh, that's just because I focus differently.
Yeah.
And I will not tell you what to do or how to do it. I work on where you are and how to move from there. It's more psychological than it is predictive. Okay. So this is, like I said, this is why we have a different perspective on how we use the cards.
Right. And that's the point of Tarot Phenoms, because what Mary and I learned when we first met, we actually met the first time at a tarot conference. And one of the things that I learned, and I'm pretty sure Mary will agree with me that she has likely learned by going to these tarot conferences, is that when we sit together as a group and we share the information, the emotion, the energy, the feeling that we get from the cards, and we play with the cards, and we share the relationship that we have with the cards, with the relationship that you guys have with the cards, we elevate all of our relationships with the cards. So this is the point of Tarot Phenoms. Sasane is looking specifically.
I was just going to show you the card. I just fell out of my deck.
Lower the card a bit.
Yeah, it's the 4 of how do you call it? Coins. But if you look at it, look at the picture.
Very
it's
cool.
Like Alice.
Alice in Wonderland. Yeah, in front
That's
of
right.
Oh, small door.
Okay, yeah. And you can see it's got a different perspective
That's a
to
cool
the
card.
4 of coins or the 4 of pentacles. So are
Okay.
you looking at the door, or are you looking at the huge person? And this is part of how I read. Which one are you? I tend to be more interactive with the person I'm reading for.
Yeah.
So that they can come up with their own version of what it is the cards are telling them.
Yeah, I personally think Mary works way harder than I do.
I don't know. But I'm set up the same. I'm set up that way. Like, I mean, that's my headspace. That's how I work with humans on a level that I worked with for 40 years or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we work differently.
Completely.
Because we have we have grown up different.
Almost completely upside down, reversed from each other. Like I look at people like spirits hanging their meat suits because their meat suit is a freaking idiot. Right?
Yeah.
Like that's how I see human beings. I see them as operating out of their toddler egos, period.
Yeah.
And it's tricky. All right.
Whereas I work with the toddler ego, getting it to work with spirit.
Right. Which is the exact opposite. But it works. It works. Either way you look at it. All right. So Sasane's name is Brenda. Brenda wants to know if she should stay with her current relationship. Everybody, these are the greatest questions ever going. How's my relationship? Should I continue it? Should I end it? Personally, I figure if you're thinking of ending your relationship, you have 2 options: put more energy into it and see what happens,
or get out,
or get the hell out. Stop wishing.
If you're questioning it, you have to unquestion it.
Yeah, you have to unquestion it, and the way to unquestion it is decide, right? Decide I'm all in or I'm all out, and there's no way in the middle. And Sasane's in the middle, but she would still like the information from the ether. Because if she could,
Yoda would say, do or not do. There is no try.
That's right.
And happy Star Wars Day.
And then we're going to do one for Donna. And then after that, we're going to do for Angel Wings, whose name is Fernanda. All right.
All right. So 3 cards.
Yeah. All right. You want to start this one off, Mary?
I have to pull the cards.
Kylie. And then we'll put you on here, Kylie.
All right. So we've got the 10 of Wands, which is interesting because the picture that I have here in front is a person coming out of a door, and all these other people are moving around, everything from a little kid to an older man. And so there's a lot of action. But are you part of that action? On the other hand, it's the world that's birthing something new.
Ooh.
And I mean,
that first card was the 10 of Wands, yes?
That's right. And now it's the world.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So are you standing at the door waiting for a new birth to happen? And the last card is the 4 of Swords. Yes, you're standing there blind, not knowing where you're going. Decide.
Yeah.
The cards are not going to decide for you. Something new is happening. Yeah. Something new is birthing within you.
Right. There's something else I'm seeing in that 4 of Swords, though, Mary.
Yeah.
If I can pull it out before I even touch my own cards. Mm-hmm. There's an element to this 4 of Swords that something happened.
Yep.
That is saying, get the hell out of there, because it's going to happen again. And I don't know what it was, and it hurt, and he promised, and I don't care. But that 4 of Swords says, I don't trust the 2 fire cards preceding it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so that's
something happened. It's true, because something got born, and it's bloody, and it's very, very graphic.
Yeah, that's a pretty graph. Oh my God. This little looks like Roe v. Wade. Oh my God, that's horrible. Oh, only it's breathing. Okay, so that's good.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah.
This is a new birth, right? This is a new creation. The sword screams. Healing this way, not healing that way, but healing this way.
Yeah.
Right.
And in the Four of Swords, he's walking away.
Yeah. Definitely.
He's walking away, blind. Forget it. I'm getting out of here.
Wow. What deck is that, Mary? Oh my God.
That's my Tarot of 78 Doors.
Holy crap. That's a crazy cool card.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, these are Italian to begin with. You know,
so is he? Oh yeah, well, they're a very different way of looking at the world. Okay, so just to describe this card to you guys, Brenda, this is a woman lying on a stretcher, and a baby has like essentially just been born, and the baby is quite graphic. It's covered in blood. If you've ever given birth, you know exactly what this scene looks like. Doctor's holding the baby upright, which is
yeah. He's
my doctor showing
showing
the baby to the mother, right?
That's
so
right.
It's an essence of, and it's the baby, not the doctor, not the gurney, not anything else going around that mother, but it's the baby coming out of there. You need to birth something out of this relationship.
I think something has birthed, because he's walking away.
He's walking, or she is.
Well, the picture is somebody closed their eyes and is walking away and doesn't know where they're going because they're blinded.
Yeah. What did you see, Ryan?
Well, first card that I got was the Two of Pentacles.
Two of Pentacles.
This side. Yep.
So yeah, it's very much you can't stand there. You can't stand there forever. Because all those ships in the background are going to move, and you got to move with them.
But Brenda says, "I guess I'm blind." The Two of Pentacles has a picture of the.
He's a juggler.
The full character is juggling, right?
And until you choose which pentacle you want to go with, it's gonna keep going forever.
I see the in this with sitting with this energy. I see the shitter get off the pot card.
Yeah. Got the world.
The expression.
Oh,
and
interesting.
Then the world again, right in the middle, right? So, yeah, that's big time.
Yep. And then third, I got the King of Wands.
King of Wands.
And I always think of him as, gosh dang it, I don't want to sit in this dang chair anymore.
Yeah. He's also looking out the other way.
Yeah.
He's looking away from you.
And he's looking away from the world card.
Well, he's actually, he's looking at the world card. The world card is looking at the juggler.
Oh, I see. Okay. So he's looking at, I see. They're both looking at the decision.
The juggler.
That's very
Somebody has to make a decision.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta make a decision.
Even in spite of the fact that the world looks good.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's why it's a king. That's why it's a king. She's afraid to leave.
That's right.
Afraid to leave. Now, is the afraid
That's why my Four of Swords.
Okay, so the question is the fear to leave that he's gonna chase her down. Are you seeing that? I'm gonna pull my cards, but
pull your cards out for
that might be why I keep thinking that the King of Wands is he really doesn't want to be sitting in that chair.
Oh, I know why she doesn't. Okay, so here, my cards are completely different energy. Check this out, you guys. Watch this. I got a Knight of Wands reversed, followed by a Four of Wands, followed by a Ten of Swords reversed. Wow. As I said before, my reverse cards say that Brenda here is in her head, big time in her head. The Knight of Wands says, get going, get gone. This is about you, not him. That's one. And the Ten of Swords says, it's over, it's done. You can't get deader than dead. oh, well, you can, but if that Four of Swords is what I think it is, get the hell out of your head and move forward. The one upright card in the entire thing on my reading is this Four of Wands. And this concerns me because I don't know how deep into this relationship that our darling Brenda is here, but this is a hell of a challenge that brings to it paperwork. So there is this a divorce? Is this putting boundaries? Is this a restraining order? I need details from Brenda to go further with this, but I'm thinking I don't like this.
Is that
guy.
your middle card or the end
That's
card?
my middle card. This is
interesting because both Ryan and I had the World.
And I have the Four of Wands. What a gift.
And in many ways, they're similar in the sense of having everything and wanting everything and having the boundaries and whatever.
Yeah, but they've been living together. You've been living together 6 years. Right. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to assume that you have a joint lease on your apartment. So there's paperwork that needs to happen in order for you to move. My cards scream, get the hell out of there and get gone now. All right. But this card in the middle says, if you have to, talk to a lawyer, but dot your I's and cross your T's, honey, because I don't trust the guy that I see in their cards. I don't see him here. I see you gone, but I don't trust him because of their cards. All right. Good luck to you, honey. I don't know what happened between you two, but you are bigger, better, stronger, and faster without him than you ever would be with him. All right. Don't let anybody tell you different, especially yourself. All right. Knight of Wands. This is pull your energy from your source. This is all you, baby.
Yeah. If I'm looking at these two, I see this as her and I see this as him.
Go in different directions.
Go in different directions, but he's ready to move.
Yeah, she's ready. She's
ready to be on.
This is, I'd be talking to a lawyer, a financial advisor, find out. There's joint stuff involved in living together. I don't know what the legal statutes are where Brenda lives, but I would definitely be looking at that. Because
something new as well in my card, the birthing, very bloody.
Yeah, it's going to be messy. That Five of, who had the Five of Wands?
I had a wand, but I put it.
I had King of Wands.
King of Wands. Was there a Five of Swords? Six of Swords? No. No, it wasn't a Six of Swords. It wasn't a go with the flow.
No. No.
Four Swords?
No.
I had the Four.
Did you have? No, you had the Four of Swords.
That's but I don't remember what the first card was.
That's the recovery healing card. I don't remember.
I see this as the world's beckoning you.
Yeah, the world is calling you. Yeah. Oh, he gets angry when talking about money. Well, I highly recommend that Four of Wands in my cards, honey. That screams of you need a mediator. As
a married person, neither one of you should ever be mad talking about money.
That's right. Right.
That's right.
Oh, I love your wedding ring, by the way. I don't even have any of my jewelry on.
Oh, it's very thank you. But it's
what's it made out of? Is it
silicon.
Wood?
Silicon.
Oh, cool. That is so neat. I have one that one of my kids gave me that's made out of wood, and I'm always afraid I'm going to break it. And I have another one that's made out of conch shell, but we already broke that and had it set into silver so that I could wear it. And that's my engagement ring.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, good luck with that, Brenda. Let me know how it goes. I want to see you come back. You're going to be just fine. These are all very, very, the world, honey.
Yep.
This is positive energy. You move forward, you move upward and leave him behind. And if you have to, get a restraining order, but find out what your legal legs are big time. Do not go away from this relationship and don't let him know what you are doing until after it is well and done. Okay. I don't trust him. I just don't. I'm sorry. All right. Donna, Mighty Mo, are you still here, honey? Let's see what we can find with Donna. Yeah, I was going to say before we read for Brenda there, I get a lot of how's my relationship? And then I kind of blow them off. If you got to question your relationship, you shouldn't be in it. Right. Am I pregnant? Is my baby
take a test? Take the
right?
test.
Oh yeah, that's it's like your pregnancy test is way more.
Do I have COVID?
Do I have COVID? Oh, do you know what COVID looked like in my cards?
Oh.
It was a 5 of Swords.
Okay.
I thought that'll mess you up. Well, now I don't know if it's going to look like a 5 of Swords for everybody, you guys, but the person I read it for got a 5 of Swords. So there you go. All right. So Mighty Mo, I think, wanted to know about their relationship too. Her name is Donna. You go by her, I assume. Oh, Jessica. Yeah. Jessica threw in reference to that last reading. She was getting the essence of all hot air.
Love that.
All right. So that's cool. All right. I don't know who else is in the chat here that's reading with us other than Jessica, if anybody. Oh, you're very welcome. Brenda, have a great day and good luck to you, honey. And listen, if money is an issue, which I didn't see an issue based on those cards, most universities will have some sort of cheaper
legal aid,
law clinic, legal aid that you can go get information. And most lawyers worth their salt, especially you want to find a real bulldog of a divorce lawyer if in spite of the fact that there's no wedding there. But where was I going with that?
Crossing your T's and dotting your I's.
Cross your T's for sure. Yeah, there was something. Anyway, Mighty Mo, Donna, let's see what we can do for you, honey. Yeah, it was just to mention the legal clinic and that those are available because a lot of people don't know that those exist. Right. Like those legal clinics are fine. They get these senior law students, and what they'll do is they actually will spend their senior year trying to change a law that's on the books because you get extra points for that when you graduate. So there you go. All right, Donna. And she still hasn't asked a question. But there you go. All right, I don't need one, but do you guys want me to start?
Sure.
All righty. We'll see what we're talking about first. 7 of Pentacles, followed by a Fool reversed.
Oh, Fool. Interesting.
Fool reversed, followed by the 7 of Cups, right? So bird in the hand is worth 2 in a bush. What do you want? What you got now or what you had then? You don't want to leave. This is shit or get off the pot energy like nobody's business. Oh my God. The Fool says to walk on, but it's reversed because you don't want to walk on or you don't want to accept that that's an option. I don't know what this is as far as the Fool reversed goes, but trying to base your harvest and future returns out of life on what went before when the entire situation is completely different requires you rethinking the whole process. So you need to get into yourself and decide what you really, this is the energy, that same Deuce of Pentacles, that energy that Ryan had there. That was your Deuce of Pentacles, eh?
Yes.
That was in the other one.
There's a decision that absolutely needs to be made here. You either decide you want the money or you want the happiness. You can't have both here. You got to pick one or the other. You can't have both. This is what that feels like to me. You guys want to clarify this for Donna here? Hey, Tiffy Little, how are you?
Okay.
I am good.
I'll go because it's
Go,
interesting that, because you had the Fool and I have the Fool as well. And he's looking like he's going to open a door that doesn't exist.
Okay. Mine was reversed though. But
okay.
Are you reading
but it's
reversal?
The same idea. No, but it's the
okay.
same idea. He's doing something that doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And my middle card is the 3 of Wands. Look at that one. It's a tower with... Okay, so there's something very solid, very real, but there's fire around it, and it's like a light. It is a lighthouse.
Yeah,
it's telling you to move. And you were saying move.
What is it moving into?
Cups.
The which?
of Cups.
The 8 of Cups.
Yeah, he's moving out of wherever he is, gone through the gate and out into the world of the Fool. Interesting enough.
It's an apron string. It's an apron string, you guys.
Okay.
So, and I only know this because it's an apron string. Donna has tweeted that she and her son got into a fight.
Okay.
So there may be, the Tower says to me that Donna may have learned something about her son that she didn't realize previously. And something may have changed inalterably that she needs to come to grips with.
Well, that's whatever headspace was at, the fire is burning it out.
Mhm.
But if you look at it, it's a lighthouse.
Yeah, it's a beacon.
On top of, yeah, but it's not on. The beacon is not on.
Because
the fire is down below.
Because he needs his mom. Look, look at a baby on my Fool.
Yeah, yeah.
Son needs his mom. He doesn't need a friend. He doesn't need a pal. He doesn't need advice. He just needs somebody to love him, period.
No matter what.
Yeah, yeah. So it's not money, this Seven of Pentacles. This is him being who he is or what he is, and mommy wanted him to be something different, and she can't have both. She can love him as he is, who he is, or he's going to leave. Is that what you're seeing there, Anne? Yeah,
well, I see if under those conditions, he wants something. He wants a door open that's not being opened. Yeah, there is no light from the lighthouse. He's going to walk.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I'm going to do more predictive.
It's his way or the highway, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you feel that? So I don't know what.
Yeah,
I don't know
that's interesting
about.
Too.
Yeah.
Ryan was showing. Which is your first card, Ryan?
5 of Pentacles. He needs his mom, and you notice there's no
outside,
door.
Yeah. That's that card I have as a nickname in my head, on the outside looking in.
Mm-hmm.
He feels cut off.
Yeah.
He's hurting.
Yeah. They're both hurting. Because she's there too. They're both outside, right? They both locked themselves out of that love space by this fight, right?
Second card is the Star.
Thank you. Oh, he got a star, honey. He absolutely got a star for you, honey. Donna, so that's the hope card, right? You see that? You feel that?
So, that's where they're going for.
Okay, so what's the hope? And it's the Hanged Man. So there's waiting. Yeah, I'm here. I am reading you.
Also,
what's interesting to me about this is the 17, card 17.
Yep.
There's hope and guidance in it.
Yep.
5 and 12 is 17.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So it's patience, and
you need to surrender. You need to surrender yourself, change your perspective in order to heal you both.
Yeah.
And use that as your hope and your guidance to get
your
there.
guidance. You feel that? Feel that, Donna? You have so much hope.
It's also, if you take 17, take 17, it goes down to 8.
Yeah.
And 8 is the opening up and whatever in your, how do you call it, in numerology. It's work at it and you'll get there.
Yeah. Oh, it's even better than that. It's an 8.5 in numerology. So there's no necessary work involved. The supports, the base, that's already there. They've got a lifetime that they've created together. They know each other. Yeah. He's mad because he didn't get his way in this fight, and she's mad because obviously bad communication happened, right? And she says, no communication. She did, but he left Facebook. Don't worry about it. Be patient. You have his email address. You have his phone number. Send him a text. Go, look, we had a fight. It is what it is. Let's start all over again. I'm your mother. You're my son. I don't need to control your life and be your life. That's your life. I just need to love you. And that's it. And that comes from you, Donna.
As a son, that's really what we need to hear from our moms more than anything is don't judge us. That's what our fathers are for.
Yeah.
let us, like, we're vulnerable too. Just let us know that, know that you're there. And, you know, if
And
we
when
falter,
unconditional love.
we suck, that no matter what, you'll be there for us.
Yeah.
You got that?
Unconditional.
Be our star. Be
You're
our
a star. Donna, you're his mommy. Don't worry. Just make sure that he knows. Like, go back. If one of you needs an apology, don't even worry about it. I wouldn't even go back and want an apology, because I don't know who said what that was worse. But your best healing is in focusing on the fact that you're his mom, and your only job as his mom is to raise him to adulthood. I'm assuming that he's already an adult based on these cards. And your responsibility at this point is to let him make his own freaking mistakes, because it's his soul at risk, not yours. Your soul is
Start
yours.
a new karma. Start a new karma.
Yep.
You don't have any control over his situation.
That's right. And the Hanged Man, as Ryan is showing the card, says you have no control in this situation. Only he does. So fix your head inside your head, and you end up back in love with your son. You know what I do when my son really pisses me off and I want to rip his head off and shove it down his throat? I picture him as a little 2-year-old. I have a photograph of him where he is looking at awe and wonder. He's got this little butterfly sitting on the tip of his finger, and he's looking at it just like that. And he looks like perfection. That's how I picture him, no matter how mad or angry or whatever. And instantly, that energy heals in me. I don't have that with him. Between us on my side, the only negative energy remains his, and I don't have to deal with that, right? So good luck with that. You let us know. Yeah, no, you're gonna be fine. You come out. The world card is you guys, and the hope card says you guys get it back together. Let lick your wounds, and send him a note, let him know, I love you. I'm your mother. I don't care if I'm stupid, or you don't have to say that much, but good luck, Donna. Angel Wings, Fernanda would like us to, Ryan, you want to kick off this puppy?
Sure. What is, do you have a question? I can't see anything except your faces.
Oh, yeah. Well, I can't see anything except what they type into the chat on TikTok either. So that's okay.
Does she have a concern?
Did you have a question, Fernanda? Let me see what time we got. I got 10 minutes to time here, guys. No, I don't see Fernanda typing in a question. She might type one in relatively quickly, but right now I don't have one.
All right. So general.
Yeah.
So do a general.
Yeah, just
do
a
challenge.
Oh, the cards are really super good at saying exactly what somebody needs to hear. Like I said, I don't work with a question for specifically that reason. You don't think they're here? Hold up. We're not reading for Fernanda if she's not here. Holy crap, I don't have her here. All right, we're gonna count to 5. Better answer quick there, Fernanda, otherwise we're going on by. And then we move on to Kylie. All right. Angel Wings, Fernanda. No, Kylie's just paged her. So maybe she'll come, maybe she won't. I don't know, Ming. I'm not seeing her. All right. What do you think? Shall we move on, you guys?
Yeah. If she comes back, we'll do it later.
All right, we'll pop her back. I'll leave her on the list. Kylie, we're going to read for her. And Kylie is sitting there playing moderator in the TikTok chat. All right, who started that last one? Oh, Ryan was going to start this one, right?
Yep.
Did you have a question, Kylie? Are we just doing in general? What are we doing? No? Okay, so she has no specific question. Go ahead, Ryan.
All right.
Coffee cup, because I can. Right.
Oh my.
That didn't sound good.
Gonna need help with this one, guys. I'm new and there's quartz.
What was it?
First card I pulled was the Lovers. So I don't know if this is a relationship that you have with a person, or if this is a relationship that you have with an idea or an environment or something along those lines. You're both stubborn. You're both pretty dang stubborn and stuck in your ways, I would say. Bear with me, I'm new, very new.
No worries.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
The card in the middle I see is the Queen of Wands. So the first card I pulled was the Lovers. So again, I'm not sure if that's a relationship that you have with a person or with an environment or something along those lines. But I always see the Queen of Wands as really thinking about what you're doing. You're doing it, but your mind is on it.
Like
So
focused. You mean like
like
focused,
very
thinking about it?
Focused on that drive, that energy. So rather than just sit down and do it and don't think about it, just get it done.
You hear that, Kylie? I just heard the words get out of your head.
Yeah. I see this as, you know, you might want to consider going into autopilot with whatever it is, and don't think about it too hard, because if you think about it too hard, it's just going to be it's going to be kind of clashy.
What was the next trick card? Was that a queen?
There's three, so this is the first one. Lovers is the first one.
Lovers, yeah. Queen of Wands.
Queen of Wands, yep. And then King of Swords.
Oh, I would see, I see that completely differently. Those two queens are the same person in my mind.
It's a queen and a king.
Queen and a king?
Is it a queen and a king?
Yep.
Yeah. King of Swords.
Oh, yeah, that screams over. How old is Kylie? All right. How old is Kylie? Right? As a queen and a king. If Kylie, because I'm on TikTok, if Kylie is a teen to a youth, it would be a page or a knight to represent her. Ergo, the king and the queen might represent her parents. Are her parents separated and there's an energy between the two of them that she needs to pull together? Maybe something along those lines?
That's interesting as you're saying that, is because I have the Two of Swords, Temperance, and the Six of Swords. And the Two of Swords is an interesting picture in this one.
Oh, that's a baby on the porch.
Yeah, and it's a nun, so it's an orphanage of some kind.
Do you know who your parents are, Kylie? Your birth parents? Is there an energy there that I'm definitely getting parental energy going on here now, especially with that card. So what card is that anyway? The picture is
it's the Two of Swords.
Okay, so the Two of Swords, we agree, is very often about putting two things together or taking two things apart, right?
Yeah. Also, and then there's some unknown in there, because if you look at the regular Rider-Waite, she's blindfolded, sitting there, not knowing what's going on. So there's an element of, I don't know. Your brain doesn't know. Something is.
Here you've got a nun.
Yeah.
With a baby. Okay, so let me describe the image to Kylie so she knows what we're looking at.
It's probably an orphanage or something, some kind of sanctuary.
Yeah, I
because
think so,
it's raining outside.
Yeah, so she's looking for coming in from the cold, but there's the essence, the energy, thought, feeling of a baby being left on the porch in the pouring rain, so that the elements can get them. And here comes the nun opening the door, seeing the baby, and they haven't the slightest clue what to do with it, but they know that they can't leave it there. And that's the energy that I am seeing in that card, right?
Yep.
So how that fits to Kylie, we go back to the other two cards, which were the king and the queen. And because Kylie is 18, which I found out through the chat here, you guys, I'm leaning heavily that it's got something to do with the parents. All right. Yeah. And
I think the parents, if it's the parents, I think their relationship is a good one.
Possibly. Right.
Because because when you mix these two together, you can't have fire without air.
Right. Okay. Except
Makes
that
the
we're
fire
reading
burn
for
bigger.
Kylie. We're reading for Kylie, not her parents, right? So
Right.
Yeah, but this is what she's seeing.
she wants the relationship with them
That's
that she
right.
doesn't
That's
have,
right.
right?
And that's why the
Because-
Two of Swords is interesting in this
because
particular
she's echoed.
picture.
Those 3 cards right there, those 4 cards, pardon me, together says to me, my first question to Pete, Kylie, are you adopted? Now, she's typed a yes into the chat, but I'm not sure if she actually is adopted or if that yes went to a different question. So I'm
Okay.
just going to wait.
My middle
Kylie
card
responds.
is Temperance, and it's interesting because she's again sitting between the 2 doors, and her hands are at each door knob type of thing where water is pouring out from the fish. So there's emotions involved pouring out, and she's trying to balance some kind of energy that is
Okay.
there. Well, it's
Okay,
water. And it's interesting because the Swords is actually showing water falling.
Right. Okay. So it's, yeah, so it's more the relationship. So now I've got more information. She is not adopted, but we already know it's about the relationship with her parents, and it's not up to snuff.
And here's the, if you want, my
Emotionally.
6 of Swords, which is going ahead, and look at it. It's on the child, or the young adult is at a computer screen.
Yeah. Yeah. So
trying to get
communication.
information.
Yeah. All about the
Communication.
Communication.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you have communication issues. Had you said that about your parents, or had somebody else said that?
No, it seems like that's what we're coming up with.
Yeah, I think I haven't even pulled my cards yet. So, hello, Margaret. How you doing? All right, let's see what else we can pull for Kylie. Yeah, I had a 2 of Cups reversed. 3 of Wands reversed, and a Page of Cups reversed. So first of all, the biggest issue with the communication is that this is an emotional intellectual line in the sand. I don't know what the sign, but they ignore the communication. So she communicates with them, but they ignore it, right? So she feels like when she's communicating, they're not on her side. She's not able to get her way because they're not hearing what she's saying. So my cards, the 2 of Cups, is that they are, what you are seeing is, I think that they are not, it's emotional neglect. Yeah, it's a big time. So what I'm looking at is the 2 of them. You see the 2 of them as a combined force, which is why it's the 2 of Cups, and they really have 0 interest in what you want and what you need, because they are all about them. And the fact that this 2 of Cups is reversed adds to your feeling of emotional neglect. All right. And if you can look at them in a different way, you can change the way that you feel about these cards. All right. It won't change the situation. The 3 of Wands really screams to the idea of you really wanting to have this sweet, happy, nice, happy, lovely family that you have, but you don't see or feel to be as comfortable and easy as you like. And the Page of Cups is reversed, and it says to me that your happiness, your joy in this situation is right in front of you. And that brings me back to, because all of these cards are all upside down, either you walk away from this family relationship because they will never change, and you already know that you believe that this will never change, or you change how you feel about it in order to find your happiness here.
Interesting that the bottom card is Illusions, which is the moon.
Is that the moon?
Yeah. The woman who's walking on the shore in small is pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. All right. So, Adman Pipage would like to know if I made his cookies. Adman, I have a great deal of joy making cookies for my grandson. And there. Have a nice life. Bye. Oh. People gotta dump negative energy into the world because they're bored. I got no time for it.
That's why I have no time for TikTok.
I'm like, he says, I'm like 70. I'm like, you're blocked. Who cares what you think? Yeah, right. So yeah, Page of Cups. It's right in front of you. Your happiness and your joy is right in front of you. You just have to decide and go after it. What do you guys think? Do you have anything?
No, there's an element of there's a pregnancy, whether it's headspace or something else.
Creation of something.
Yeah. And there's illusion. Somebody is okay, because the moon is about reflections of
no, it's okay, Britt. Thanks.
Okay. So there's an illusion, there's something not being seen.
That's right.
And there's a feel again of abandonment, like you were saying. My Two of Swords is perfect abandonment.
Jessica got it in. Jessica nailed what I was trying to put my finger on. She says, the family you make are stronger than the family you didn't get to make. Move on from them. Do you guys feel that?
Very good.
Bang on. She's going to create her joy by creating her family. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You feel that? Mm-hmm. Ryan? What do you got?
I do. I definitely think that's how it is with her father. I don't think he's going to budge. He's too stuck. He's too stuck in his ways. The King of Swords.
He's not too, he's got a really sharp tongue.
Yeah.
If he doesn't hit anybody, he's not going to try to
emotionally connect with you. But I think if you've got a chance with either one of your parents, if that's what this is all about.
Mom is the opportunity. Mom, if you want to make this right. Okay.
This is your opportunity.
So the energy too, Queen of Wands is about queens are about making things real. The queens are the most powerful card in the deck because they are the full complete. Kylie says you nailed her father 100% on my dad, she says. So the queens make stuff real, right? So if you have a hope in hell of creating anything out of this relationship, it's gonna be by working with your mom, not your dad. And mom carries with her that wand. It's Queen of Wands, right?
Yeah.
The wand is the challenge, right? The challenge is that's she's the one that's going to make it real, and she'll make it real because you're her baby and she loves you in spite of the fact, right? I don't think she's
also holding the sunflower. She's also holding that sunflower. So
she's got the Empress's sunflower in her hands, right? Nobody got an Empress card, eh? But you got the baby birthing. Yeah. There's let me see if I got anything.
Your mom will probably help you understand your father better.
Or so bring dad into the directly.
But don't forget there's a little black
be able to
cat.
Help you with that.
Yeah. There's a little black cat. So he will be able, she will be able to move daughter to father.
Yes. Yeah. Three of Wands is three working together, right? It's the energy of the three coming together. Kylie, you got hope here.
And you can very much trust your mother with this task because she's her own. She's not a follower. She won't follow him. She's independent.
Yeah. So in spite of you thinking and believing that they are as united
one unit,
they are not listening. She's listening. She just maybe doesn't want him to know that she's listening, and she
could be waiting for her time.
Well, not only that, I mean, I've raised lots of kids all by myself, and the one thing I do know is that when you're dealing with kids, whether they're 8 or 18 or 28, the parents have to come to the table with a combined front, and if they don't, the children will eat them alive. And so she's going to, and this is likely why I'm getting it, the reverse card, is that you may not be seeing the disconnect between your mom and your dad in this situation because they are nowhere near as together on this issue. I'll show you guys this card.
Yeah.
This is the upright card, but this is how we got it, right? Mom and dad are not.
Yeah.
Looking. Yeah.
Right. Show you on this.
In fact, your dad might be how you and your mom actually do bond and get a lot closer.
Yeah, it's going to be because of him that you guys become better relationship. Yeah, focus on your mother. Dad's so set in his ways. He's not going to change. And yeah, he's like my father, right? I'm my father's favorite, but I'm a girl. And he will go to the grave with that, but I'm a girl in the back of his head just because of how old he is. All right. But Kylie's dad is probably about my age. And I still like to think that a lot of boys my age are still 12. So
really?
Oh yeah. Oh, especially after what just happened in the US.
I'm not entirely sure how old your father is, but if you I can attest to this because my own father is this way. He grew up in an era in the military where men really weren't allowed to feel anything.
Yeah,
that's right. Yep.
So that's why he's like this. So try to bear in mind that from his era, he never learned how to use his heart or his cup energy.
There you go. That's very much.
It's always in the head.
So definitely try to be patient and understanding and knowing that he came from his own kind of form of oppression.
Yeah, you write him off and go, oh, you're just an old school misogynist dad. I'm not even going to work on that. All right. I'm going to work on mom because at least mom's got sense to her, especially if they are both my age, in which case he grew up with the boys don't cry, boys don't wear pink, boys don't cuddle babies, boys don't sew, boys don't cook, boys don't do. That's a girl thing. Right?
Be a man, be manly, do man things.
Be a man, right?
Don't feel, just do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, don't feel. That was a big thing, right? That was a very, very big thing. All right. Thank you for letting us read that, Kylie. Good luck with that, but count on your mom to help you heal those spaces. Guys can't wear pink, but girls can wear blue. I think it's hilarious. Personally, I think boys look way better in pink, one, than girls can ever look. That's one. And two, if you go back to 1920 when a baby was born and it was a boy, they swaddled them in pink.
They wore dresses.
And they wore dresses all the time.
Colors are
all the time. Cards. Children always wore dresses. Boys, girls, didn't matter. I don't know when they started putting boys in short pants.
Yeah,
about the age of 5 or 6, once they were definitely out of diapers.
Yeah, but otherwise, for him, my strawberries' entire apartment is pink. All right, Britt, are you still here, honey? Britt B still is. All right, Britt, we're gonna read for you. I don't see angel wings. She didn't seem to have come back. So we're going to read. Thank you for the line. Highly appreciate it. Good luck to you.
It's also 2:10.
Yeah, well, Greg's not here. He's working. So I'm going to read and maybe will throw me out. Normally, I'd be ditching you guys about this time because I've got a ton of work to do, but I have to wait for my bank card to plug in my new company so I can do banking. And until I receive that card in the mail, I don't have it. I hate it.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yep. All right. So Britt would like to know, she says, my ex and I are currently reconnecting. Will we get back together and can we make things work? Right?
Ooh, it almost sounds like a Lenormand cards.
Well, so in my head, Ryan, questions like this. All right. So there's more than one question here. But so instead of asking the question that Britt just asked, when I put it in my head for the universe to answer, I don't ask it the way that she asked it. So the way that she asked it, I'm going back to the universe and I'm going, my question is, what does Britt need to make this work? Right?
Yeah.
And then I get a more... Right.
Yep.
And then it's more about her, one, and two, I get a really concrete answer from the universe that right off the bat is going to tell me walk on, baby, walk on, or stay where you are and put this energy. And Britt says that's a way better question. It's the way it works with tarot. You got to ask the question that you really, really want the answer to. And a lot of that, Ryan, you'll find, especially if you try reading for yourself or for other people, is practicing how you put that question together when you feel for the energy that's going to come into your cards. Okay.
In the American Tarot Association, if you go into it, they actually have articles that will help you work on that kind of thing as well.
Okay. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that very soon.
One of the ways that I like to practice that sort of energy is to ask the cards questions that I already know the answers to. Like be very, very specific about a question. Like for example, let me show you quick what, because we still got to pull Britt's cards here. For example, I have a very sucky, pardon the expression, relationship with my sister. I love my sister because she's my sister. We are not friends. We are
not on the same wavelength.
Not even close. All right. And so let's say, ask the cards, how's my relationship with my sister? Right. And I'll get a very different answer than I will, how do I fix my relationship with my sister? Feel the energy, right? So how's my relationship with my sister? I'm just going to do one card real quick and then we'll do Britt's question. With my sister, my King of Cups. My sister's relationship is all about convincing my father that she is worthy of his love. That's her relation. She is jealous of my relationship with my father. That's what that card tells me. All right. Now, if I ask that same question, I'm going to put the King of Cups back into the deck. And I say, how do I improve my relationship with my sister? Like I want to. Never lie to the universe. They hate that. How do I improve my relationship with my sister so that I can have a better relationship with my sister? See, the clarity of the question is key, right? Oh yeah. Here, let bygones be bygones. Dot your I's, cross your T's, pull together all of the little onions.
What's the card?
Walk on. 5 of Pentacles.
Okay.
Right. This is like in this situation, this is a forgiveness card. This is like forgive her so that so you see how the energy spins completely differently. She can't do anything. My sister and my relationship will not change by anything that she does or I do because my father is in her way of that relationship. Do you see that? Whereas this one says, I can move all of that stuff out of the way all by myself by grounding it and making it more about my relationship with her, more about her and me so that dad's not in the way, right? That's gather what I know and work with it. Kind of energy, right? Anyway, so that's just to show you why I rewording that question. All right, so here are the energies for Britt and hubby X reconnecting, getting it together and actually making it work. Ooh, Chariot reversed. Oh, okay. So right off the top, I got to tell you, it is reversed. So Britt doesn't think that this is actually going to work. Followed by the 10 of Swords, also reversed. And the only upright card out of my 3 is the 7 of Wands. And my first thing would be if Britt were sitting in front of me paying me the $125 US an hour a reading that I charge for this, my first question to you, Britt, is how much of the battle do you want to go back to? Because it was the challenge of loggerheads where you were both so completely on different sides of the fence that ended the relationship to begin with. Go back, remember all of those things that challenged you and make sure that those things are different now or you're going to have the exact same battle challenge that you had then. You know it, I know it, and he knows it. You've been working on changing it. Okay, so they both noticed a shift, you guys. The Chariot talks about getting things to work together. So the shift needs to be at the communication ends, because this is the total 10 of Swords, complete total shutdown of communications. If you cannot say everything that absolutely needs to be said to him that's going on inside of your head, in spite of whatever his reaction is going to be, and the same thing back from him, then you're never going to be able to turn this 10 of Swords into an Ace of Swords, right? So 10s are endings. You want this to restart. You need to fix what was broken, and it's the communication thing, right? So more focus, way more focus on the communication and less focus on agreeing, right? You don't have to agree to communicate where you disagree, right? What you can do is, if you're a member of a church, you can take couples classes with your pastor. If you are not in a church, there are social work groups available in your neighborhood that you can access that will help you learn how to communicate better as partners. And if you can't find any of those things, go to the local university, go to the psychology
or social work
department. I think it'd be the same department, and ask them if they have seniors clinics for helping couples with communication, and they might have somebody working on that would love to have you be their guinea pig. And you could do that at several different schools until you found somebody, but this is the communication thing needs serious work. And
there's also an app called Lasting. That
I've
is
heard about that.
It's a really, really good app. My wife and I used it at the beginning, and it basically forces you guys to address. It asks each of you a questionnaire based on a topic like money, in-laws, children,
in-laws especially,
intimacy, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then it gives you prompt questions to kind of talk to each other about it. So this way you guys, it basically gives you a template or an outline by which to communicate about these and talk about these tough topics people don't really like to talk about.
Right. And the 10 of Swords lends itself to using the internet communications to help improve those communications as well. Right. Mary, what you got?
It's interesting because the very first card I got was the Hope card.
Oh, yay. Oh, that's beautiful.
But the second card is the Tower.
Right. So although there's been a shift, there's understandings that need to really rattle loose. Yeah.
And the third card, you'll laugh, is my Two of Swords.
So that's the decision, right? It's all right.
It's also come out of the rain.
Come out of the rain. Come in out of the cold.
That's right.
Yes, right. You've both got to come to the table together and both got to go all in. Right.
And the energy of all this, the focus behind it, if you want, is my Knight of. Okay, he's looking for something. That's my Knight of Cups.
Oh, that's beautiful.
No, it's the Page of Cups.
Page of Cups. Yeah. Even better than the page, right?
Yeah.
So treat it like
have
a
to learn to look at what you need.
Yeah, and that's beautiful. That because it's a page, it's a seed.
That's right. It's a learning.
And so it's a learning thing.
But so is my Two of Swords. And there's a baby there.
That too, right?
Bring the baby
in both cases, right? Because you got the nun sitting there in the window or in the doorway, and she's looking at it like a deer in the headlights. Oh my God, am I going to do this? And you got the little baby lying there in a crib going, oh my God, how am I going to do this? Because little babies can't take care of themselves, right? And so you put the two of those energies together. This is the exact same card that was saying, you know, you feel disconnected from your parents, and here it is saying something not 5 minutes later, saying completely different energy, or exact same energy, completely
different situation.
Do you see how that works, Ryan?
Yes.
That's why the practice to the cards is so key, key, because shit.
And that's why you need the circumstance, if you want, or the context, because like anything else, context is most important.
Yeah, I struggled most with the general.
Britt
because the general can go in any direction you want.
Yeah.
You have no headspace, you have no focus, which is why I like a focus card or something else. And in my case, if I were going to look at the focus card, the middle card, it's about the tower.
It's that tower card, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And like you were saying, it's the egos, it's a whole bunch of other things.
Yeah, it's getting the stuff that's in the way out of the way so that you can grow and move forward.
Maybe maybe it's the breaking, maybe it's the destroying of the foundation that you guys had built in your previous attempt.
Yes, right.
Because the hope card is in water, but very low water, whereas the tower card is in big, huge tsunami type water.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Oh, guys, you guys are nailing it. So let me read you what Britt has just said in the chat. She says, he told me that he doesn't have a connection with anybody else like he has with her. He also, she says that she thinks they're both just, how old are you, Britt? I'm just kind of curious how young you guys are, because a lot changes in a shorter period of time.
Before you answer, before you answer the question, I'm gonna guess probably early to mid 20s.
Based on the cards, that's where I would have gone to. 24 and he is 22. So huge amount of change, right? He's very young for an adult male to really know who he is and to be in his solidity.
Oh, he's in the middle of changing everything.
He's a puppy.
The early 20s are, you're gonna have to be real patient with him.
Yeah.
But it's like being a teenager as well. Yeah. It's a longer teenagerhood now.
Yeah.
Because the teenagers are basically not even close to being adult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I think 22 and 24 though is especially.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. This is your teenager who actually has the adult responsibilities under quotation marks because they're full adult citizens.
I kind of think of early to mid 20s as a time of it's basically like teenagers with ego death.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it's basically like you still think you know everything, you still think you're there, and you're trying to figure out how to cope with the realization that you know nothing.
And not only that the world is not what you thought it was going to be.
And that's exactly. And it's a lot more, there's a lot more complexities and nuances to living than what you previously thought.
That's right.
So Jessica pulls out of her card. She says, break it down to build it up stronger, right? So she's repeating what Ryan saw on those cards.
It's also the tower.
And the tower, absolutely. Well, that's what she was referring to, right? Yeah. Britt comes back and she says, we went through COVID, graduation from college, and we're starting out professions when we started. So now I imagine there's a growth between then and now when they're starting over. So I didn't even pull the cards yet.
No.
So
let's go see what your summary.
Yeah. So based on their cards, so far the summary is based on their cards, you gotta start over, start from scratch, pretend you were never together before. None of that counts.
So those cards were Mary. So it was interesting. You said you had the Chariot reversed. First card that I pulled was just the Chariot.
The Chariot, look at that. And yours is up. So, are any of your cards reversed, Ryan, or are they all upright?
I don't read any reversals.
Okay, so Ryan, so he's got,
Don't do it alone.
Yeah, you're not in this alone.
Don't do it alone. There's too much working against you if you try to do this by yourself.
Oh, so you're suggesting an intermediary.
Yeah. I'm suggesting that goes back to the communication of if you want it to work, you both have to do it.
So the pastor, youth pastor, relationship pastor, youth pastor, relationship pastor, or social worker, and then the Queen of Pentacles, make it real, make it solid, right?
Be grounded. Be grounded in what you're doing. Get out of your head and focus on the realities of the situation that you have. And if you work together and keep it grounded, you'll avoid this.
Yeah. So and
so even more interesting than that, I was shuffling my other pocket deck. Okay. These were the bottom two cards.
So you need to do the work to do the going with the flow in,
or it's not going to work together,
or it's not going to work, right? That's the warning you're getting. So you got to stop. Britt says I overthink way too much. Okay, so stop thinking, start feeling.
Here. Do more of this.
Get out of this. Do lots more of this. And lots more of this. You feel that little heartbeaty thing in your chest? Operate from there, not from here. The second you start operating from here, you're doing it wrong. Go from here. Go from here. All right. Now let's see what my card's got to say. $20, they tell you to hire this intermediary into the space. When she thinks, she worries, but when you feel you want to put in the work, well then what? Well, get out of your head, Britt. Get out of your head. Get out. If you operate from your head, you are going to think and you are going to worry. We don't want you thinking. We want you feeling. When you
could try something you could try is if you're overthinking this, and I don't know if you're a journaler. I'm not a journaler at all, but I tried this once and it was fantastic practice. When I was having a spiral moment of thinking the worst or being too in my head, I wrote down, and I just texted myself, same thing. I wrote down everything that was in my head, and then I waited 24 hours, and then I reread it, what I had written the day before, and I was like, you dummy, none of that's real.
You can either journal by writing, or you can journal by talking. As well. Talk to yourself.
I think in this case, journaling is going to take it out of the relationship, and it really needs to go into the relationship based on your cards. Right. Your cards suggest to me that if they can't have a conversation face to face, then maybe they should use texting back and forth, right? If you're going to scream and yell at your partner because you're angry, do it in text. At least, you can erase it later, and the feelings hurt less, right? Your mom is the Queen of Pentacles personified, right? Your mom is probably going to be supportive, and she might be able to help you guys a little bit with mediation too. Queen of Pentacles, though, really, queens are about making stuff real and bringing it down to earth and solid. You guys have a good base of love and friendship behind the relationship that you want to create, and the passion and the fire is what is going to create the disconnects and stuff. Thank you for the rose, Tiffany. And so if you
it's also when you're starting a new world of adulthood, you self are in a flux because you don't know where you're going. People are telling you what to do at work. People are telling you what to do here, there, and everywhere. Expectations are set up in your head as to what you need to be doing now that you're working. And so the two of you have these energies that are all about like, who the hell am I now? And, and you've got this other person that's doing the same thing beside you. You can't do it that way.
And don't try to overly control each other.
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing. That's the whole
you're both point. Trying. You're both at you're very much at the beginning stages of being
adulthood,
normal people.
Not normal, adulthood.
Adulthood, normal.